I think raisins and picadillo for Cubans is the same argument as like pineapple on pizza. It's like the same thing. Like it's like this war. Like yes, raisins, it's fine. And I also like to argue with people that in the Cuban Constitution, resingaos, it says that if your parents were Cuban, you have a right for citizenship as Cuban. It's a nationality by blood.
Wow.
It's in the Constitution. Así que mira, mámamela bien mamá. I'm Cuban as fuck. By law. By law. I'm Cuban. Basically brick by brick, because why am I thinking about the roof if I'm on the foundation? That doesn't really make sense to me. I got to start building the house slowly, and when I get to the roof, I'll worry about the roof. It doesn't feel like the rest of the world genuinely cares. Like, I don't think they do. I think Cuba and the government in Cuba is in a position where they really do have absolute control, and if they don't get help from outside, there's no change.
I don't trust myself after all the pain I've held. I know myself too well, been in and out of hell.
Welcome back, folks. Another day, another podcast. Today we have a special flavor, a Cuban flavor, a Heir flavor, if I could say, because you're from the hood, right?
Yeah, but you gotta say Fleyva. If you say flavor with a hard R, that's racist. You can't.
That's the gringo side of me coming out.
Yeah, but I'm a highly chico. Yeah, all day, bro.
Hell yeah, another THC in the building. What's up, dog? Welcome to the Aircast THC as well. We have a legend right now in the making, bro, because he's got his foot in a lot of things right now. As I was doing my research, I thought this guy's been in comedy for a minute, pero you hadn't even gone on stage a year ago, right?
Yeah, it's a year. August made a year, actually.
Crazy. So multifaceted, started with music, but we're going to get into all of it, starting with the important questions, because the Air Force, the fans, everybody wants to know. What defines a peligrosa?
Yo, I feel like I'm on. What's that interviewer that asked
Nardwar?
the crazy Nardwar?
Shout out Nardwar, the GOAT.
This is a Nardwar moment. A peligrosa. Definitely a peligrosa, for sure. You see her red hair? Yeah.
Fire.
Es una peligrosa. Big hoops? Peligrosa.
Fire.
Usually comes with big booty and itty bitties. That's super peligrosa.
Described at least 5 chicks I know right now.
If she's in nursing, peligrosa.
Fire.
Drives a Nissan Altima. Super peligrosa.
Hell yeah. Peligrosa, if you're listening and we know you are, hit me up.
Yeah, they know who they are. What?
Facts. So, dog, put me on to what's the only good Cuban place in Miami Shores to get some Cuban food?
In Miami Shores?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so Miami Shores, I lived there for 2 years, near Miami Shores. I had an apartment on the bay. And there's only one restaurant that's Cuban there. On all of Biscayne, actually. Like, if you're driving down Biscayne, it's called Three Palms. It is the only one. It was the worst part about living there. Like, what the fuck? There's no Cuban food.
And but they held it down when you were out there. That was the spot that held it down.
Three Palms? Yeah, Three Palms. Shout out to Three Palms at all times, because they were 24 hours. So
the number 3 is very powerful. But put me on them, because I'm sure a lot of people get this wrong. You weren't born in Cuba. Weren't born in Miami.
No.
Born in Venezuela.
Yeah. Damn, you guys did research. That's crazy. Yes, I was born in Venezuela. My parents left Cuba. And when they left Cuba, they were in Venezuela for a couple of years, and I was born in the mix there. Yeah.
Not it. So, and then you were only there for 2 years?
2 years. No, I got here when I was a year old.
A year old. So, and then never left since. You've been living here your entirety of your life.
Yeah, my whole life. Obviously, travel, coño.
No, but you're living here.
Yeah, live my whole life.
Cool. And then mostly in Hialeah. What was the Miami Shores then when you were older? Like.
Yeah, that's when I got older. But my whole life was basically in Hialeah when I started getting older. And you start making a little more money. You're like, I don't want to be in Hialeah no more. I want to expand my horizons. So then you go to Kendall.
All my Hialeah people listening, don't listen to him.
So when you're from Hialeah, you expand your horizons in 2 directions.
You graduate eventually.
Yeah, you
go to Miami Lakes or Kendall.
You either go Pembroke Pines, Miami Lakes, or you go Kendall. Yeah, 100%.
Imagínate, dog. Pines is affordable. I ain't gonna lie. My dog just cut a commercial today about Pines being affordable. I was like, that binga.
Ish.
Okay. And then I guess Miami Shores when you first started living dolo, huh?
Yeah. I was living there for a while. It was 2 years. I had a really nice apartment on the bay there, actually. A couple peligrosas definitely ran through there a few times, for sure. But yeah, then I went back to the suburbs, yeah. And
do you have any connects in Venezuela? Have you ever gone back since the 2-year-old stint?
Not once. I don't know anything. People ask me that all the time, and they'll be like, oh, you're Venezuelan. And I'll be like, Papo, if I was born in China, would you look at me and say, tú eres chino?
Exactly.
Yo no soy
That's
chino.
a great point. That's a great
No, bro, I'm
point.
Cuban
Exactly.
as fuck.
Yeah, and it's about also the culture that you're raised with too, and where you spend the most time.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, home is where the heart's at. That's where that quote comes from.
Yeah,
Pero-
yeah.
So, but you actually said something really dope that something I've struggled with. And I kind of wanted to get into this a little bit later when it got, deeper. But to be honest, I'm glad we're doing it now. You pointed out that there's an identity crisis for a lot of Cuban kids out there. Something that I resonated with a lot because Cubans look at us and say, oh, where you born? And we tell them here and they're like, nah, you're American.
Yeah.
And then American people look at us and say, where are you born? Oh, so you're Cuban. You're Latino. You're Spic, whatever. The truth is, it's crazy. And we don't resonate with nobody. And I kind of said something similar to that growing up about racism. And I was like, dog, it's crazy. Yes, black people get it tough, but I used to argue in high school before the Black Lives Matter shit, all that shit happened. I used to say, dog, I could argue Chicos almost get it worse because at least black people, they don't care. You're black, you're Jamaican, you're Haitian, you're black. It doesn't matter. They don't segregate. Latinos, bro, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Venezuelans, we all beef with each other and we all think we're better than one another. On top of that, the black people, there's that racism, the inner racism. Then the white people, there's inner racism. Black people look at us like we're white. White people look at us like we're black. So I always so when you said the identity crisis shit, it fucked my head up even more because that's even deeper. That's I closer to home for me growing up in Hialeah my whole life. Yo no sabo que you're not even Cuban. It's like I identify the most with my culture. Yeah,
100%. But I think it's weird being American and even more being a second generation Hispanic kid. You fall in this weird middle where you're not Latino fully, you're not fully American, because when someone thinks American, they're either thinking African American or they're thinking a white guy with a Confederate flag on the back of his truck.
One or the other, right? Yeah.
And America's a lot deeper than that. But
it's a melting pot originally. That's the craziest thing.
But we don't feel that identity as Americans because we grow up in, especially as Cubans, we grow up in a very thick Cuban culture. Like your whole family is as Cuban as it gets. It doesn't matter. They left Cuba, but they come here and they bring it with them. So
100%.
I at least identify wholeheartedly as a Cuban. If you ask me, I'm not gonna say I'm American. I'm gonna say I'm Cuban because it's what I know. It's the culture that I know. And I also like to argue with people that in the Cuban Constitution, resingaos, it says that if your parents were Cuban, you have a right for citizenship as Cuban. It's a nationality by blood.
Wow.
It's in the Constitution. Así que mira, mámamela bien mamá. I'm Cuban as fuck. By law, I'm Cuban.
The far left one's the solo. But damn, that's great. I didn't know that was in the Constitution. So, dude, and you travel to Cuba a lot. You go recreationally for fun when you were younger and as an adult as well?
Yeah. I would go a lot. My dad would take me once a year. We would go, I would say 2 weeks to a month in Cuba.
Y'all had family out there?
Yeah, when my grandmother passed away, I said I was never going to go back, and I haven't gone back. Since she passed away, that was the last time I went. But I've been over 10 times to Cuba.
And she was your last family member out there, or do you still have other people?
Like close connect. I have like cousins and stuff left.
Distant.
But close family, that's it. It was just her.
Coño, and at least a year ago, 20% of your Instagram follow engagement was from Cuba, the people on the island, right?
Not 20, coño, 20%, carajo, pero I
15,
think the number
20,
was like 10%.
Okay,
I think
10.
it was coming from Cuba. Yeah,
It's
it's a
big.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Half of 20.
Yeah. It's 10%. Okay.
But and what's crazy too, you when I heard you say that, you also said that the people out there are like back in the day we used to pay for data, so they got to be selective of what they're using their internet on. So
Yeah, so the fact that they spend it on me is crazy. Yeah,
that's a crazy way to look at it.
Yeah, 100%.
So do any of your distant cousins keep up with the comedy and everything going on? Are you still?
Yeah, what? They were the first ones calling me influencer, and I'm like,
wow.
What? Yeah, they would be the first one. Tú eres influencer, and I'm like, what? It was funny.
The English listeners are gonna be like, is he saying influenza, like the disease?
It's just, I promise
influencer.
you, these Cubans nowadays, they just get a word in English and they just add an accent to it, and that's it. It's a Spanish word.
Bro, my mind was blown. I was like late 20s when I learned bistec is really beefsteak.
Beefsteak.
And pullover's a pullover. Like that's an American thing. That's dog.
Yeah, cornflakes.
Oh, cornflake. Yeah, that one's clear. Yeah,
that's crazy. Guagua was a brand of bus in Cuba.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a brand.
Know that. So, yeah, that is kind of weird. Where does Guagua come from?
Guajiro. War Hero.
Guagua.
Guagua.
Yeah, that's what people call a bus. But why?
It was like a Greyhound in Cuba. It was called the Guagua.
And Guajiro is because of
War Hero.
War Hero.
Yeah. War Hero. Crazy, right?
So we come here on their
history.
Learn and laugh. And then when was the last time you went to Cuba?
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
Did you went with the fam? What was it?
Yeah, I was there with my dad. That was the last time we saw my grandma. Well, she was a little sick, and then that's it. That was the last time I went.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P.
Yeah.
And do you? So now you have jits, right? You have
I have
a whole
two.
Two. Okay.
Mhm.
For some reason I thought you said you had four.
No, I have
From
two
like
kids. I have a girl and a boy.
For sure. And do you have any plans of bringing them? How do you feel about bringing them to Cuba? Do you have like I know some Cubans are like, oh, I want to see the motherland.
I don't know if I would take them there. I don't see the point right now. I think going to Cuba right now is just it's useless. It's a shithole. Like honestly, the last time I went there, my cousins took me to the Grand Hyatt in Havana, so it's right next to El Malecón. It's one of the newer hotels that they've built there because they wanted to take me somewhere nice. So I wasn't gonna say no. They were really insistent on it, and with Cubans, if they offer you food and you say no, it's like the greatest offense. Like
beef.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Beef steak.
So they take me to the top floor of this Hyatt. There's a restaurant on there, and I get the menu. There's maybe like 20 items on the menu, and I tell the lady, okay, dame esto, and she looks at me, she's like, eso no hay, and I'm like, okay, so I look at the menu again, I point at something else, okay, dame esto, entonces she's like, eso tampoco hay, and I'm like, bueno, me puedes decir que hay, because so I ended up getting a sushi roll, and when she brings me the sushi roll, it's like this like weird rice concoction with like a weird piece of fish and mayonnaise, and I'm looking at this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what in the cheap Japanese imitation am I trying to eat, bro? And that's like a small representation of what Cuba's like. It's limited resources, them trying to make something. So it's like, why would I go there? Not only to live through that ridiculous bullshit, but to feed a government that's making the people of Cuba suffer. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And not doing right and not reinvesting the bread. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's tough hearing about it, and I hear so much about it, but it's something, and I want to go, to be honest. I've never been in my life. My whole life, I've never had family out there, so I have to, like, make a whole thing about it, but I want to go, and I want to make a whole trip about it, you feel me? Like, to bring, like, a school. I heard school supplies is really big out there. You bring a lot of school supplies.
Any supply.
Like all kinds of shit
out there. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Damn, dog. And do you have any travel tips then, entonces, for somebody going out to Cuba?
Don't go.
Don't go. Don't go at all.
If you have plans to go to Cuba, cancel it. Get your refund. Go anywhere else. Like, anywhere else. Like, if you don't have family, honestly, you have no business in Cuba. Don't go. You're gonna get hustled, more than likely. Cuban people are very cheapa and just trying to come up because they ain't got nothing else to do.
They have to.
100%. People
Wow.
don't understand that. People in Cuba have jobs, and they'll get a job based on what's called la búsqueda. So you got to be able to steal something at the job, basically. Like, you don't get a job just to get a job and get paid. You get a job because they're going to pay you shit, but you're going to be able to steal something, which are supplies that should go to the people at a certain price, but you're going to sell it for more outside.
Wow.
Yeah. That's literally why you get a job in Cuba.
A black market.
Yeah, no, but it's openly black. Yeah, it's terrible.
Holy shit.
And Cuban currency doesn't even make sense. So in the airport, if I was to take $1 and exchange it, they'll give me 25 Cuban pesos. However, if I go to the street,
$1?
$1 is 25 Cuban pesos at the airport. Hold on.
The airport, okay.
If you go to the street, what it's actually worth is 460. So yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's why I tell people, don't go to Cuba. You're gonna get hustled either by the government or by the people.
Wait, why does it goes higher, the value of the dollar in the street because nobody has a dollar?
It's worth less.
Oh, it goes to 460.
Yeah, 460 pesos. So the airport will give it to you. Let's say you're a tourist. You exchange at the airport. You're gonna get, let's say $100. You'll get 2,500 Cuban pesos.
2,500. Okay, I got you. Okay.
But if we do the math on that, it's really
gotcha.
Shit. You're really supposed to be getting. Damn, I'm not that good at math. Hold on. Just so you get an example of how ridiculous this shit is, because it really is ridiculous. So 435 times 100, you should be getting 43,000 for your $100. You know what I'm saying? Versus crap. Yeah.
Holy wow.
Yeah.
It's really
a mess. It's a mess. Yeah, it's a hustle. Yeah, Cuba's a hustle.
Do you think in your lifetime you're gonna see that shit turn different? Do you really realistically? Because a lot of people I hear a lot of people when this conversation tries to happen, like it gets very passionate and people like it almost doesn't sound realistic. Like one way or another.
To a point, it doesn't sound realistic because it doesn't feel like the rest of the world genuinely cares. Like, I don't think they do. I think Cuba and the government in Cuba is in a position where they really do have absolute control, and if they don't get help from outside, there's no change. No, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I would love for my parents to live through to see it more than for me, because I know it hurts them more than it does me, even though I feel an attachment to the island. But no, I don't see that.
And they're both Cuban, right? Both mom and dad.
Yeah.
And your the mother of your children's also, your wife is of Cuban as well?
Yeah, they're Cuban descent, both of them. Yeah.
So, okay, got it. So, damn, dog, that's tough, man. That's tough. I didn't think this conversation would kind
You
of...
were born in Cuba, Flay?
I was, Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What part?
Valencia.
Valencia. Okay. And that's where your parents, you said, were living for a little bit.
Yeah, they lived for 2 years there.
Yeah.
That was just them coming over here.
Mm-hmm. It was a way, I think in the 90s, you couldn't get a plane from Cuba to Miami. They would have to go to another country. And yeah, but the ese país was really what it was.
And what do you think is the biggest difference between like Miami Cubans versus regular Cubans?
So I got a lot of skits about that. So Cubans identify with themselves through struggle. So everything with them is, oye, pero tú no sabes lo que es comer agua, tomarse un vaso de agua con azúcar. Like, to them, that's being Cuban. And
that is true. It's overall theme. They all
yeah.
kind of, wow. That's
and Cubans are a little more out there. There's a little less of, I guess, restraint when it comes to being actual Cubans. Miami Cubans obviously have that American influence. So I've always said Miami Cubans are where Cubans are supposed to be. That's what we're really supposed to look like. Like, if, you know, what happened 70 years ago would have never happened, Miami Cubans would be the authentic Cubans. So it's weird. It's weird. We're like one of the few places in the world where we have like such a huge gap between the people on the island and the people here. It's crazy.
Really crazy. Yeah. It's how'd you feel about all that shit that when people were like fucking like celebrating and like doing like the fireworks and the boats and like the regattas for Cuba and shit like that like a couple of years ago?
When Fidel died and all that?
Was it? No, I think it was after Fidel died. I think it was like post pandemic. There was like a big outcry. The protests. Yes, there was a lot of protests. But a lot of the protesting was people like out in like the regatta with their boats doing fireworks and shit like that.
So I've always seen that like, you know, I don't like to judge anybody on how they feel they want to celebrate something or they want to feel like they're doing something. But to me, it's cheap. Like, what are you really doing? You're there spending money and doing this from the comfort of your boat or from the comfort of your home.
That's how I felt about it. I'm outside looking in. You know, I've never even been. You know, I never had family, so I just want But low key, I did feel like that, and I had homies that were doing that, and they're like, "Yo, you should come out and support it." And I was like, "My G, I'm broke as fuck. Like, I'm damn near in Cuba too. Like, I gotta work. Like, I can't go to the beach and party with y'all. Like, that's not even gonna help Cuba. Like,
what are we supporting? Yeah,
that's what I told them, and then they were like, "No, but you don't understand. This is deeper than rap." And I was like, "Bro." Like, it's just, you know,
I don't know about celebrating, maybe bringing awareness to it. You know, the social media, I do agree with it. I agree with the social media and the sharing the post, because for people that aren't Cuban, they get to see what's really happening on the island.
Okay, the awareness factors are thing.
Awareness, yeah,
the
100%.
awareness is important.
Yeah.
Facts. People keep asking me, "Yo, what are y'all even on in these episodes? Like, how do we go from deep convos to wild jokes to life advice and back in 30 seconds flat?" Let me put you on game. We're on Canna Kings. Whether it's CBD, Delta 8, or THCA, they got that top shelf, lab tested, smooth hitting goodness. No paranoia, no couch lock, no bad vibes. Just that clean, focused flow that lets the creativity flow and the comedy hit. So if you rock with the pod, support the squad, head over to cannakingsco.com. Load up your cart and use promo code UBTHCCrew at checkout for a little royalty level discount. Canna Kings, we're on it, and now you could be too. See you on Cloud 9. Do you think in English or Spanish?
Bro, in both. It depends. If someone cuts me off, I'm not thinking in English. I'm thinking sabingo, you know what I mean?
So, but yeah, go to naturally, it's Spanish. Like,
it's probably in English, to be honest, yeah.
Really? Now?
Yeah, I mean, I was raised here. Like, it's what I know.
So you spoke English first?
No, I spoke Spanish first. It's funny. They put me in ESOL when I was a kid, and I spoke perfect English.
Wow.
But they put me there because when my parents get the paper, they ask, what's his first language? And my mom puts Spanish.
Because your parents did everything in Spanish. So they were like, oh, this guy's for sure going to be Spanish.
Yeah, and ESOL.
But let's talk about that, because your parents made a point to you to like keep knowing how to write Spanish, knowing how to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like give me examples of how they do that. Did they make you like do book reports in Spanish? Like, what was the example?
Yeah, I promise you, my mom would sit with me, my dad would sit with me, and they would make me read books in Spanish, TV in Spanish.
Outside of school, just
write in Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
what would you write in Spanish?
whatever my parents were
Cualquier
having.
cosa, translate that from your Spanish. Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's badass.
They were very strict on my dad specifically on speaking Spanish at home. Like you couldn't say anything in English around my dad. Yeah, right. On top of the fact they didn't speak English, so it was like
they couldn't, right? They didn't let it fly. But a lot of Cubans will pivot and they'll just try to understand. But they're like, nah, it ain't flying. At least not with my jit. My jit has to know first. And you still learned English perfectly from outside, or did they also?
Yeah, of course, in school. And
everything English comes to you naturally with all those everything we digest. Damn, what are you doing with the kids? Are you gonna do like the same thing as your parents?
So the kids are a little. It's a little tougher, I think, now because English is now my first language. So with my kids, one of them is kind of a Minosavo.
So you're the gringo dad, and
sometimes, I'm gringo dad now, but no gentle parenting. I'm very old school when it comes to parenting.
Type shit. It's a mixture. It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid.
Yeah, okay. You speak like a gringo, but a little bit like on the aggressive side. But also, so the kids naturally they're doing everything in English because.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to them honestly the majority of the time in English, but I'll try to do Spanish and drill it. Some days I'll be like, "Hey, you're not talking to me."
What happens with abuela and abuelo? What happens with your parents?
Spanish. So it's funny. My
they
daughter
defend
will,
themselves.
What? My daughter will talk to me in English, and then I'll try to talk to her in Spanish, and she'll respond in English sometimes. But then I see her with my mom, and it's like perfect Spanish. And I'm like, where was this? Like what's going on?
Wow, that's crazy.
Funny.
So who knows? Maybe they wanna, they're sharper with abuelo and abuela.
Yeah, because they have to. It's like survival.
There's no other choice.
Like, how do I eat?
Damn, that's cool. Damn, man, that's good, man. That's actually really cool about parenting. Looking, it's like growing.
It's weird.
RPG. Yeah. What's an advice you would have of to a young parent? Because 22, right? You said 22 was your first kid.
At 22, I had my you guys really did your research. Yeah, at 22, I had my first kid. 22, yeah, I was 22. Number one, don't have them young because it's just tougher on you. You don't have enough knowledge of the world to really, especially in today's age. I think 22, you're a kid. I think when our grandparents at 22 were grown adults, but nowadays. I think 25, you're still a kid. Like you really don't have any idea of what the world really holds, or you don't even have enough wisdom to take care of another child. But thankfully and thank God, my daughter came when she did, because I always say my daughter saved my life. Like if it wasn't for my daughter, I'd be living a much different lifestyle. I don't know if I would be here right now. So 100%, I'm thankful that it happened to me when it did. And I think to most people, it happens when it's supposed to. But if you can avoid it, and you could wait a little bit, I think like 30, 31 is a good time. And then once you do have a kid, make sure that you've done everything you can do in your life. Because if you haven't accomplished things, then you're going to take that frustration out on your children. And you're going to feel like your children are the ones holding you back. I've never felt that way. I've never allowed it to happen. I've always pursued what I have to pursue with my kids, and then still make time for my children, have fulfill the responsibilities of being a father. But I do think it's very important to accomplish everything personally, financially, do everything you can, get married, build a solid relationship, a solid foundation, and then have a kid, because then you'll be able to be the right parent to your child. Incredible
advice, man, because I think I'm 30 now, and I selfishly, like, I want to have a jib, but I'm so far, I really don't. I have so much life to live, so much, I didn't even see snow yet, man.
And that's okay.
So it's like, and I feel like part of me, like, as you were saying, I'm like, damn, am I selfish for wanting to, like.
Yeah, you are, but that's okay.
This
is the time to be selfish. 100%. Before you have kids is the time to be selfish, because you really don't have any responsibility to anyone but yourself. The moment you have children, that shifts. Your mentality is going to shift. You don't think about yourself anymore. The decisions that you make are not about you. Before I had kids, somebody would stop me in the street and they would try me, and it was go time. 100%. Now I look at it and I'm like, shit, I got to get home. Like I got things that matter. I have decisions to make. I got my kids need to see me tomorrow. I can't be acting this crazy. It's giving me like a I'm trying to find the word for it. It's giving me like a priorities. Yes, priorities. 100%. You think about priorities, but it gives you like this sense of there's something greater than yourself. There's something bigger than yourself. There's a sense of responsibility that goes outside of you. And yeah, that's really what kids does. So before you have kids, be selfish. Do the things you need to do. See everything you can, so then you can show it to them. So then you've already experienced it for them, and then it makes it way easier to be a father or mother, whatever.
100, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How do you usually drink your coffee?
Black.
Black lives
no
matter.
Sugar.
No sugar. That's great.
No sugar,
It's
yeah.
always been like that?
Yeah, I like my coffee no sugar. People think I'm a psychopath for it, but I like it la colada sin azúcar. I always say it, and the ladies always look at me like there's something wrong with me. I'm just like, bro, I just want my coffee to taste like coffee.
Facts.
Yeah, and Cuban coffee only. None of that Starbucks sewer water bullshit. I'm not.
What's the main brand? I guess you got La Llave.
Pilon.
Pilon. Okay.
Pilon or Bustelo, you know, but La Llave, I'm not gonna talk bad about La Llave, but Pilon.
And on the subject of black, who's the blackest president ever?
The blackest president ever? Wow, that's crazy. You know, I'm thinking about it. It has to be Bill Clinton.
Wow.
I mean, getting your dick sucked in the Oval Office, you know, and then still staying with your wife after that, that's the blackest shit. And then and then straight up lying to America and be like, I did not have sexual. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's actually a great answer. That's good.
Like, yo, come on now.
Fire. Okay. And dog. So let's get into the comedy a little bit. How many shows have you done? Because the Tampa show you just did the veteran show at the barracks. Your first show ever.
This will be September 26th. Will be my 8th show that I've done.
Wow!
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Kobe, R.I.P.
Shout out Kobe, yeah.
So 8 shows, dog, and let's talk a little bit about that. What's the longest set you've done?
An hour and 15 minutes.
You did an hour on stage already?
Tampa was an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow, bro,
Yeah.
that's great. Well, so this is very different because most comics going in they gotta earn an hour. That's just insane. So you have a little bit of like the celebrity. You know, you have the momentum and a lot of clout that's that's helping you do this.
Yeah.
Are you writing? Are you freestyling?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, there's when you go on stage, you got to be prepared. It's not like a skit. You know, my skits, I freestyle them. I don't write anything, but I don't do.
From show one, you were writing.
From show one, I was writing my jokes.
What was the first show? How long was the first show?
My set. So the first show, I decided to host because I had an experience being on stage for that amount of time. So I said, okay, I'm gonna come in and out.
Fire.
So I would do 10, 15 minutes at a time. Total, by the end of the show, I think I did like 35 minutes.
But it's great to build, comfortability little by little bites. That's awesome. That's awesome. So first time was hosting. What's your first full
the first
set?
time I was on stage for that long, because it's crazy the way this went. So August last year, I did the hosting show. Right before that, maybe 2 months prior, I did an open mic, 5 minutes on stage. After those 5 minutes, I was like, I'm ready to do the show. Nice. And then
how long was the show?
The actual show?
Yeah, because the one that you said you were ready for after doing the 5 minutes.
Oh, that one. It was the hosting show. I jumped straight into doing my own first show.
So you did an open mic and then you were like, okay, I'm ready to host.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got this.
Yeah. People were asking me already, when is your show? When are you going to do a show?
Yeah, but you wanted to get the reps. You wanted to feel comfortable on stage.
Yeah, and I did one rep and I was like, all right, I'm maxed out. I'm ready. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So I did that show. That show was with Mr. Red, Luis Diaz, Lynette.
Mr. Red, yeah,
Lynette was there. Ellie Rodriguez was also there. Great comics. It was a great lineup, honestly. An amazing show. I did that. Right after that, I did the Barracks Legends show for the first time, which is the Veterans Foundation.
That you just did again. So you have done that twice.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
So that was 15 minutes that I did on stage with them. After that, I did another show with Louis. I was maybe out there for another 15. And then it was Tampa. And then Tampa was the hour. Yeah.
Wow. So from 15 to an hour.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're doing crowd work?
Yeah. So a lot of the show becomes crowd work. Because you got to go with the flow, and it's kind of like that flow state. You know, when you're fighting, it's kind of the same thing. When you're up there, you let the crowd give you what they're giving you. And Tampa crowd was like 80 people. I think there was at my Tampa show, but it's the best room I've ever done.
What was the club?
Side Splitters.
Shout out that club. They're huge in the nation right now. One of the biggest comedy clubs in the nation right now.
Yeah, Side Splitters, they're really cool to work with. Very easy to work with. And the crowd was awesome, man. And the fact that I was able to step outside of Miami, what is my city, and still sell tickets, even if it was 80 tickets, to me it was like a bigger accomplishment than selling 350 in Miami. You know, it was crazy because I was like, okay, I can do this somewhere else.
Hell yeah. So you traveled for comedy to Tampa first. Anywhere else you've traveled since then?
No, that's it. That's the only one. I'm hoping to do more now. I want to do more. I want to step outside of Florida and see what the rest of the states hold. And I've polled it a couple of times on the story, and I know I have people around the country, so I'm like, why not?
So this is more from you're waiting for shows, right? You're waiting to get booked for shit. Would you be open to going out to like a New York, like a LA, where a comedy scene's there? Like you could maybe get on open mics. Yeah. I'm sure you could pull strings, especially with your following. You could be like, "Yo, you think I could get on?" type shit, and maybe some people
that'd be an avenue to take. I think I could do it. I think I could get out there and maybe just jump on a random open mic and just test it out, you know.
But you haven't really thought about that yet? You're kind of waiting for the show?
There's so much I'm doing right now. I feel like it'd be stretching myself out a little thin to go without 100% of a purpose. But yeah, I think it'd be worth to do it one day with time. I'll just go out there and just try it.
Out here, all the times you've gone on stage, it's been something you've been booked for that you probably had an opportunity to promote for, like the act of you going up on stage. Like if it's all been like set shows that you had beforehand. So I'm really trying to ask if like you've had a chance where you like just go on stage randomly, you know, just let me work some stuff out yet.
No, I haven't done that because I don't 100% consider myself a stand-up comedian. I think that's something for somebody that really wants to be a stand-up comedian to take that route. But I'm involved in so many things, and I always consider myself Fleyva. And Fleyva got different flavors and multiple flavors, so I'm always doing different things. I don't like to put myself in a box. Stand-up comedy is something I like and I enjoy doing. Do I see myself as a stand-up comedian? I can't tell you because I don't know what God has for me. So if God wants me to be a stand-up comedian, then I will be. But I'm kind of just going with the flow. But
just going on stage is like practicing. You feel me? Like I just feel like with your accessibility and like the following you have, that opens doors for you. Because like I hear other comics all the time that are like, you know, like they're trying to just get in the game now. And then I also hear like, you know, other people just, you know, once you've been doing it for a long time and you have a set following, you just show up. You could just show up and like, you know, yo, I'm just gonna get on randomly. So a lot of comics, you know, like. It's you like getting on stage. You say it yourself. So
I love it.
So I'm just curious because, like, for an example, baseball. Everybody could go to batting cages. You don't have to be a baseball player to go to a professional. You feel me? So it's like, and if you have the access to it, so I'm just curious to see if you would be if you know if you're gonna if you'd be down to start doing that because it's not that you can't do it. You know, you could the same way like with rap. You started rapping in 2020 and you could go back to it whenever. You feel me? And the way you get better is just hitting the stool and then performing.
Yeah.
Have you performed rap? Music in general?
When I was starting, I would go to these little showcases in Miami, but I learned very quickly that the showcases are kind of like a double-edged sword.
You mean like an open mic showcase where everybody's coming?
Yeah, because you know, a lot of them make you pay, some of them don't.
Yeah, I saw 15 tickets, you get 15 minutes.
Yeah, stuff like that. Maybe they'll give you stuff like that. So I was very like about it because it kind of just felt like a money grab to me with certain showcases. There's other ones that just let you go up for free, and I thought those were the ones that genuinely cared about the artists. But music is a very delicate game, and it's a game that if you do things without a plan and you don't have a real structure or a marketing strategy, you're not doing absolutely anything. So I love the music, and I would love to come back to the music. I'm actually performing. I'm going to Indianapolis now.
About to ask, with Palo Palito. Shout out Corey.
Palo Palito. So with Corey, I'm walking out with him, and we're going to be in front of 30,000 people singing Palo Palito, Palo Palito.
At one of the Bananas games? At one of the...
he's doing... they're actually...
The Ghost Peppers, I think?
They're called Cosmic Baseball. Cosmic Baseball.
Okay,
yeah, Chili Peppers is the team.
Chili Peppers, yeah.
He's Cosmic Baseball. Shout out Corey Cubano, man. He's killing it out there with the Chili Peppers. I'm going to be walking out with him, and we're going to be singing Palo Palito. The story to that is really funny. He calls me, I think it was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and he goes, man, you know we did that video and we're doing that Gringo versus Cuban chants. I need a song, man, and we're saying Palo Palito, and I really like that. I think it sounds good. And I was laying down in bed in my underwear when he calls me, and I'm like, yo, give me 20 minutes. And I get up, I get dressed, 20 minutes, I had beat, song done. And I just sent it to him. I'm like, here, listen to this. And he was like, yo, drop it now. And I was like, relax, I gotta mix it. Like, there's still a lot to do. But that's how Palo Palito happened with Corey, and then he pushed it to make it happen. It's his walk-up song now.
And he's in the intro, right? And then you're doing the verse, chorus, everything?
I do everything. He just comes out in the intro then he goes, hey, that's Corey.
I was wondering, yeah. That's crazy, bro. So, Doug, and you've been engineering, writing, and producing. What do you use to make beats?
I like Reason, bro.
Reason?
I'm a Reason guy, yeah. I know a lot of people are different. You have Ableton, FL Studio guys, but I'm Reason all day. I love Reason.
That's crazy. Honestly, I hear of Logic all the time. Reason feels like the arch nemesis to Logic.
Arch nemesis, yes. I hate Logic, so it makes sense.
Wow,
really? To me, Logic is like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing here?
Like, Dog. So, what would be something you would tell? What would be something you would tell yourself getting into like the comedy shit? Like, have you had any have you bombed yet? Have you had any?
Yeah, what? I bombed once, so I made the mistake of relying on old jokes. So they asked me, I had Luis Diaz, I did a show with him, and he asked me maybe like a week before, he's like, hey, can you come on and do like 10, 15 minutes on stage? And I'm like, yeah. That day I wasn't in the best mood, and I didn't really write any material. I thought I'm just gonna use the old material from before.
From how long before? Like what was the
maybe like a
distance
month before.
A month, okay.
But it was a
couple
crowd
weeks.
that didn't know me, so I relied on jokes for catered to kind of that crowd, and it didn't go well at all. But it was a learning lesson to me where I was like, okay, poor preparation. What is it? The 5 P's or the 7 P's?
Drop it right
Something.
here.
But whatever. It's basically like prepare yourself. Like don't walk on stage confident ever. Study your lines, really cater your jokes to anybody, and that's where I learned how to generalize my jokes, and that's what prepared me for Tampa. Because when I hit Tampa, it was like anybody could watch my show and they're gonna laugh. I had a Canadian guy just walk in and buy tickets right then and there, and he was a fan by the end of the show. So that was all due to preparation and really leveling up my game. So I had to bomb to make that happen. That's super important for comics too. If you haven't bombed, you haven't succeeded.
The biggest comedians in the world bomb. Like, yeah, that's definitely a thing, man.
Yeah.
With bombing, you have to work on material too. Like, that's the thing about comedy. Like, you have to take risks, and you have to the craziest jokes. Like, I'm sure touch certain places that you don't figure out off the first time telling it. You feel me? So it's like music, dog. They do they parallel a lot in a lot of different ways, pero. The thing about comedy is like you gotta just keep going with it. You feel me? Because once you hear a joke once, se acabó.
And sometimes a joke won't work with a certain crowd, and then you might do it the next night, and it works again. So it's like art, and any art form is the same. You have painters, you'll have musicians, you have comics. It's all a form of art, and it's not for everybody. You're gonna have somebody that laughs. You're gonna have somebody that doesn't. That's not what it's about. There's a niche for everybody in art forms. It's just about being comfortable with yourself and getting up there. And like you said, take the risks. Like if I don't take the risk, I'm not gonna know if this joke works, or maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe fix my delivery. Maybe fix the punchline. Maybe fix the build up to the joke. Maybe add something else that's gonna make it funny. It's the devil in the details.
Bars. So dog, you're doing you've done an hour already. So do you have any plans to do a special, like maybe a 20-30 minute special type shit? Like
I had plans to do one. The plans fell through, and it really didn't even have to do with the streaming services. It had to do with the camera crew that left me hanging like 5 days before I was gonna do the show. So I was gonna do a taping, and then that kind of fell through horribly, and then I wasn't able to do it, which I'm kind of happy because I wasn't even happy with the results of what I did. The show was good, but I hold myself to a different standard.
You only did one show though of filming?
To try to tape it, I wanted to for the February show that I did here in Miami, which was like the Fleyva of Love thing that I did. It was a risk.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible. People seemed to like it, but I felt like it wasn't to the standard of what I could have done. So I'm kind of happy the taping didn't happen. Hopefully in the future I would love to, but I'm gonna hold off until I'm positioned to really get it done.
But the Flavor of Love thing was more like a whole show, right? It was a whole production.
Yeah,
it wasn't like just it wasn't just you on stage doing comedy, no.
No. It was actually a show, very interactive with the crowd.
You brought people on. I think I've seen the clips, right? So okay. So yeah, dog. And as far as like the stream, you mean like if you did like a 20-30 minutes like a comedy special, you could like shop it to a streaming service? You wouldn't just put it like on YouTube type shit?
I don't know. That's a step that I haven't sat down to think about. I would have to sit and really say, okay, am I ready to take a step where I'm willing to put out that much material out there? Maybe it's not a terrible idea, but right now I'm not sure I'm there.
Got you. So want to build the material before you essentially burn it. I hear comedians say I don't want to burn the material because once it's out on the internet, it's out forever.
Yeah, it's burnt. Yeah.
You got to just work on new stuff. So okay, hell yeah. But yeah, that's why when you told me in hours like that, you're very advanced in the comedy because to be able to even do an hour, it's a lot. So and también nowadays too with the crowd work's so prevalent. I think more than ever. A lot of people like go to shows expecting crowd work now, which is crazy. Which I think is wrong. I think crowd work is like the cherry on top if you're lucky type shit.
Not every comedian does it.
Not every one's supposed to do it, you know. And even the ones that do it, I feel like shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it all the time type shit. You feel me? It should be like
It's a fun part of the show. It really makes it engaging, and the biggest reactions you'll get will be from crowd work. So
you think so?
Yeah, 100%. When you're up there and you make it live and people know it's improvised, like this is not bullshit. Like there's no plants in the crowd. Like this is real people that are there. It's different. Like people really engage and they get into it and they love laughing at each other, and that's the best.
So man. Like it's almost like Because when somebody has a good joke, that like I feel like the best jokes are like, damn, I was thinking that, or that happens to me all the time. I can't believe I never thought of that. Like it's very relatable. So I feel like when crowd work happens, the crowd kind of looks at the person like, damn, that is true.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's kind of a live version of
that's
of
how
the
it
joke.
works. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, for sure. And dog, but what advice would you give to somebody just getting on stage, even though your A show's deep?
Just get on stage.
Just get on stage.
Just get on stage until you get comfortable enough to where you're killing it. With time, anybody will get good at stand-up comedy if they really want to and if they're funny. If you're not funny, ask your fucking friends. Get off stage. If you're not funny, you'll know. You will know. Just stop it. Do something else. It's like music. Like, tell your friends your music sucks. Tell your friends that their fucking music sucks. Please. There's certain people that their music just sucks. You're gonna help them at the end of the day. It's just like you're not funny friends. Tell them they're not fucking funny. Do them a fucking favor. Lead them in the right direction. Don't take the fucking horse to the desert. Take him to the motherfucking river to drink water. Please, for the love of God.
You Jaguars out there. But listen, did you ever play sports?
You're not like organized and shit. Just fucking
with the homies?
Yeah, it's just like street ball and bullshit. Highly of bullshit. Isn't it?
Did y'all do any sports in Cuba? Like the times you would go out there, do any handball and shit like that?
Bro, in Cuba, it was like, at the time, it would be like baseball if you could find enough shit to play baseball with, or it's mostly soccer because you usually find a soccer ball.
Yeah. Soccer's worldwide.
Fucking soccer's worldwide, man.
Football. A lot of people they catch pressure. Would you call it soccer? No, it's football.
The poor sport because all you need is a ball and a fucking fence.
That's why it's probably the biggest sport.
Yeah.
Pero besides performing in Indianapolis, you gonna do anything else out there?
No, that's it. I'm going out there to do that, and then I'm coming home. I thought about going to see the Dolphins, but I was like, do I really want to ruin my day?
They're opening season games in
Indianapolis. I'm gonna be there, and I thought about staying, but I was like, I want to have a good weekend. I don't want to have a bad weekend. I'm going home.
Are you a fan? Do you watch sports actively though?
Yeah. I'm a all Miami fan.
Bro, and you did. I heard one of your songs. You had an OG Anunoby bar, and I was like, this guy's.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Yeah,
that's a deep cut for basketball.
Yeah,
fans.
this is Nardwar for real. Wow.
So are you a Heat fan as well? You're just a home team guy.
Yeah. All Miami sports. Yeah.
Damn, bro. So how do you feel about Tua?
Oh God! Don't talk to me.
Say no more. That's all I had to hear.
Jesus Christ! He doesn't have an arm.
No, damn near doesn't have a brain, pobrecito.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised he's still playing.
I'm surprised too.
Shout out to No, hold on. Listen, I'm a Tua. I'm not a Tua fan at all, but he could throw. He's just not accurate.
He can throw.
Oh well, I guess you're saying because Tyreek Hill burned him a couple times.
He's either overthrowing or underthrowing. Like make up your mind.
Yeah,
can you just hit the target?
He could definitely overthrow.
You can't make a pass outside of 5 yards.
Yeah, he's not accurate.
You have a 66% completion rate, but it's checkdowns. Like you can't be the winning team. You're 2 for 10 against a 500 team, and you want to be. You say you're gonna make the playoffs? Come on, man. Come on.
What's your perspective on the Tyreek Hill thing with him? Trying the team, and now he's kind of copping deuces.
If your boy tried you, would that still be your boy?
That's the thing, but a lot of these guys are professionals, right? So it's like, they're not boys. But to be honest, I think chemistry is a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
Like,
yeah.
But
do I want to block for you after you do what you did? If I see, I see that DB running at you full speed, am I gonna jump in front of him for you? Probably not. You're gonna get flattened out, Tyreek.
Yeah, bro. I think. Let's say the Dolphins bomb this year. Do
will
you follow
bomb.
football?
They're gonna bomb.
Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl then?
This year, honestly, my pick to win are the Bills.
The Bills, bro.
Yeah.
I like Josh Allen. Whatever, Bills, I've never been a fan of him, but Josh Allen's a dope player. I think that they've been close a lot. Yeah.
I see Eagles right now. Eagles. Yeah. Eagles are really tough to stop. They're a really, really tough team, man. Like,
they're playing now with the Cowboys? Is that the...
They're playing, 8-15.
It's about
yeah.
Damn, though. Okay, and then going on, shout out to Master Debaters.
Master Debaters, Jay Milley, man. Shout out to Jay, bro. That guy works like crazy on that show. It's a fun show. I love that show. I loved when I was the judge on that show. That shit was hilarious. And he's upping the production right now. That shit is taking another level. I love Master Debating.
Hell yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The season finale was raw. We were just out there this past weekend. Yeah. Would you debate? Would you go as a debater?
Would I master debate? I've thought about master debating with guys on stage.
You're married, so I'm sure you do it all the time.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be a master debater. Who knows?
All right. And you said before your favorite thing about like content creating and like this newfound stardom, I guess we could say, is when people recognize you in the street.
Yeah, I love that because it feels like I'm resonating with them, and for them to stop me and maybe say, "Hey, can I take a picture? Hey, I love your stuff." It shows that the city feels what I'm doing, so that's what matters.
Do you remember the first time that happened?
Yeah, I was at Publix.
Really? Shout out Publix.
I was at Publix and I was walking in the parking lot, and it was like a 60-year-old lady.
Really?
Yeah, and she stops me and she's like, "Tú eres el muchacho de los videos," and I was like, "Yes, I am."
It is me.
That's
Soy
crazy.
muchacho. Wow, that's dope. What's 60 to 7-year-old Fleyva look like? What's that life look like? What's the dream? Do you have like want to open a restaurant?
If I make it to 60, 70, wow, that'd be that's crazy. I have no idea. I don't think that far. I don't think that far. I'm thinking next year. I'm thinking 2 years. I'm thinking what I'm doing right now. But to think 60, we'll see when I get there.
Yeah, you said before you just kind of go with the flow. You don't do goals, was it? You don't do.
I do goals. I have them, but I don't focus on them long term. I focus short term first, and then focus on the next one after that, and then kind of build. And I don't think about the third one until I have the second one done.
Brick by brick.
Yeah, basically brick by brick, because why am I thinking about the roof if I'm on the foundation? That doesn't really make sense to me. I got to start building the house slowly, and when I get to the roof, I'll worry about the roof.
Real shit. And dog, so every well, let's do the shoot your shot segment first. Is there any like comics in the game maybe you'd like to feature for, maybe do a show with, maybe somebody on the music tip you'd like to do a song with?
Yeah, right now, like locally or just in general?
In general, locally, whatever you want. Both.
Wow.
Yeah. The segment I do every episode. Anybody that creates content, and not even people that just be dating and shit. The people have been able to shoot their shot at Shorty Sue. You're married, so not like that. But it's the shoot your shot segment. So
yeah, I'm not married actually. I am.
Oh,
not. No.
You know the situation. My bad. Well, whatever. So if there's anybody you want to shoot your shot at, on the creation tip, on any type of tip.
Wow, I've never really thought about that, to be honest. I'm like thinking about it now. Creation tip, maybe to do a video with. Jeez, I have no idea. You caught me off guard for real.
What about music? What about musically? Anybody you like to?
Music, there's like a crazy amount of people I would love to work with. Like,
well, before we do that, what got you into music? Like, did you have like a homie that was already making music? Because you just produced, engineered, started writing all like Dolo, like YouTube University? Like,
yeah,
how does that happen?
Yeah, basically. So in high school, I used to love to freestyle. Like, it was like a thing. One day I just kind of jumped into one, and that's how I really got into it. I always liked music, but...
Nobody was recording in high school?
No, I wasn't recording in high school.
But like none of the homies in high school, like what high school did you go to?
I went to Matter Academy.
Matter, wow, the one on 49th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, okay, and nobody was making. What class were you?
2014.
2014. Okay, so and then nobody was making school at Matter. Nobody was making music in school.
There was a couple of kids, but I wasn't. My mind wasn't there. My mind wasn't on being an artist.
You weren't taking it serious.
No. Like, I was just freestyling bullshit, and I could do it. And people would tell me, "Yo, that's just dope" or whatever. And then I think later on, maybe a couple of years later,
6 years later, 2020. Imagine you graduated 2014.
I started actually making my first tracks maybe 2016, 2017.
You start recording yourself first?
Yeah. I bought a Scarlett 2i2, and I bought a little mic, and I just on GarageBand I would connect it. I started learning how to play, which is basically Logic, and I started kind of learning. I didn't even know I was EQing, and I was slowly EQing and learning my voice and what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. It wasn't until 2019 where I linked up with my boy Merk now, and that's like my brother now, and he basically showed me everything that I know. He's engineered for a lot of big people, DJ Khaled, et cetera, et cetera. And he showed me a lot of the game, what it was to really get my vocals on a track, how to produce, how to mix and master. Like, I learned everything years just sitting there every day with him in the studio, because it got to a point that I would go to the studio every single day. And every night I was in the studio, I'd go to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning, wake up at 8 in the morning to go to work, repeat it the next night. And it was an obsession that I had with it. And for anybody that really wants to do music, they have to do that. You got to be in the studio obsessively. And if you're not going to get better. But yeah, that's what happened till eventually I learned more and more and started buying myself more equipment, and now I have like a decent little setup at the house. So I just do things myself.
Dope. And are you stacking up music like low key? Like
I have 250 songs recorded.
Wow. And but are you doing recently? Like, are you still making music?
I still make. I always make music. Whenever I feel inspired or I get on there, I'll make it beats. I have like 1,000 something beats right now in the catalog.
Damn, you have sent me some shit. That's crazy.
I have a lot of stuff, man. Yeah.
Wow. Do you shop your beats around to like other people? No, just keep it at the crib. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
just
man.
do it for you.
It's been for me right now. I haven't really shown, I don't really take that step with the music because I love it so much. Like a kind of a part of me doesn't want to ruin it because I know once it gets business, it's different. But I would still love to accomplish that in my life.
Why would it ruin it? Why would putting your art out there ruin it?
I wouldn't say putting it out there ruins it. I think that eventually business complicates things. Just like anything, even in the comedy game, I really, really enjoyed it. And then there's stuff about it that obviously kind of disappoints you. Because when you're an artist, you're so obsessed with the art and all you care about is the art. But once it becomes business, you're like, ugh, there's a dirtier game to this that I didn't know.
The music business is not, creating music.
It's a dirty game. It's 20% talent, 20% what you got, and 80% business. That's how it goes. But I would still love to achieve that. That's still one of my goals for Fleyva to be what I started to be, because this is the reason I did it. When the videos took off for the funny stuff, it was the goal. It was like, okay, I'm going to use this as a trampoline to make my music take off. But again, like I said, if I don't have the right music, if I don't have the right marketing strategy, it's a waste of a release. Like, why would I do that if I'm not going to identify with the people that identify with me for a certain thing?
Yeah, it's tough, dog, but it's, full circle moment, dog. You kind of just reminded me of yourself earlier when you were talking about having a kid, and it's like, yes, wait, try to drag it out, try to do it right, but the truth is you're probably never going to be ready, and you got to just kind of drop, and it just kind of, eventually it gets better, dog, and it's like, you're the iron's hot right now. To be honest, bro, I love music. I digest music all the time, but I tell everybody, bro, you could be Pusha T in the clips right now. They had tremendo moment. The next week, everybody was talking about Tyler, the Creator's album. The next week, they were all talking about the next thing and the next thing, and it's like, there's too much content out. There's too much shit out there. Yeah, I think you can't just put all your eggs in one basket, because the most entertaining people are doing different shit. They got the music, and then they'll do a show, and then they'll do this, and they'll do that, and then the headlines and this and that. Like,
but I'll do it. Fleyva songs are coming for sure.
Do you have so back to the shoot your shot segment? If let's say a label hits you right now, somebody, an angel investor says, yo, I want you to do a funny song, any industry rapper in the game, guy, girl, who are you doing a song with?
Bro, I'm bringing Teo Calderon out of retirement.
That's raw.
Yeah, I would love to do a song with Teo. That's like 100%.
Some reggaeton shit?
Yeah, or Pitt. Shit, I'll do a song with Pitt.
Both, that's
just
dope.
Being like a Chico from Miami, that's like, that would be like,
Shout out Pitt. That would be legendary.
Pitt for sure, man.
That would be legendary. Okay. And then, so we did the shoot your shot segment.
We know you're watching.
Yeah, Pitt, if you're listening, we know you are.
For sure.
And then let's say Trump starts wilding out, because he is wilding out. Let's say he deports you, and you can't live in America anymore. What's one country you'll live at?
Spain. Those people don't work. Like, it's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah, they have the
siesta.
Siesta.
Spain is crazy. So I went
siesta
to Spain.
Potatoes.
being from Miami, and Miami's a real fast-paced city. Miami wakes up at 6 in the morning. Wow. Miami goes to sleep at 4 and wakes up at 6.
It goes to sleep.
Yeah, it really doesn't go to sleep. Yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah. So when I went to Spain, I was in Madrid, and I get up early because I have this thing, and it's like clockwork. I get up at 7 in the morning every day. It doesn't matter if I sleep 1 hour, 8 hours, I'm up at 7. So I get up and I start walking around Madrid, and it's a ghost town. And I'm waiting, and I'm still there, and it's like 9:30, and still.
This is in adulthood? How old are you when this is happening?
Yeah, this was like a year or two ago.
Oh, okay, recent.
Yeah. So I'm there, and it was 9:30 still. 10 in the morning is when people started showing up on the street. Like, it was like a ghost town until 10 in the morning. Then they go back at 12, and they're done.
A ghost town again?
And it closes till like 6.
Wow.
And then you're like, what the fuck? And then 6 p.m. reopens till like 2 in the morning. They don't work, and they're partying all night. There's 24-hour daycares in Spain. Like, you can drop your kid off to go drink, leave them overnight, and pick them up in the morning.
I see them. Wow.
It's crazy. Spain is insane.
Damn. Okay, let's say Trump doesn't deport you to a different country, but you got to move to a different state. What state are you moving to besides Florida?
State?
Yeah.
Texas. I need my guns.
Texas?
Shit. Yeah.
Damn, Texas. Okay.
Open carry.
Hell yeah. They got a lot of wild animals out there, too. Crazy shit.
We got some here. Like, I feel like Texas is just bigger Florida with no beaches.
With no beaches. All right. And, dog, every episode we play the Big 3 draft. So it's a game where we play the best 3, worst 3, but we draft style.
Okay.
So we're going to do the best 3 Cuban foods. And we can open it up to Cuban pastries or Cuban dishes, one by one.
And just 3?
Just 3, right? And
Um,
these 3, like, this is the only 3 you could eat for the rest of your life type shit.
Yeah, but
Don't-
one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
One at a time.
What's the number
okay,
one?
so since I can only do one at a time, I'll do breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I think that's the fairest thing.
Crazy. So what's first?
Pastelito guayaba.
Wow, the guayabas, the goat pastelito.
guayaba. Yeah.
I was always big on queso y guayaba, pero now as I've gotten older, the queso me está cayendo malísimo, brother. Malísimo. So, nah, dog, to be honest, my first pick, it's got to be vaca frita, bro.
Vaca frita,
is,
yeah.
is incredible.
All day.
Yeah.
And then lunch, pan con bité.
Pan con bité, damn.
Yeah.
That is actually go-to. That's like,
Pan con bité.
that's a universal, that's a big
I was
one.
just at Pronto Cafe right now over there on fucking 29th. Best pan con bité I've had in a long time. Crazy.
Well, what's the second pick? Damn,
Yeah, it's
pan
tough.
con bité is...
So
yeah.
much. Like, this is...
You know what, dog? And it's like, it's one of those things that you eat so much of it, I think people grow out of it, so I think it's underappreciated. But I think picadillo is like, it's you feel me? Like, and
What?
now that I've gotten older, like my sister be whipping it. She's made some new ways to do picadillo that be fucking my head up.
Raisins or no raisins?
You know what? Yes, dog, raisins.
I agree.
When done right, yes, bro.
I agree.
Right, yes.
Olive and raisins, you gotta put it in the picadillo.
And
Yeah.
olives, yes. I'm a little more finicky on the olives, but like I said, when done right, the whole point is it has to be done
Yeah.
correctly. So yes,
Yes,
dog, you know,
raisins.
picadillo is dope. And what's
I think raisins and picadillo for Cubans, it's the same argument as like pineapple on pizza. It's like the same thing. Like, it's like this war. Like, yes, raisins. It's fine.
Oh, hey, bro, imagine in Cuba there's no food, so
No, en Cuba no hay nada de eso.
feel me? We just eat
Pan con queso. That's what you're
It's in our
getting.
genetics.
Sin queso.
So, and then what you said you're gonna do dessert as a third pick? What was the third thing you're gonna pick?
Yeah, damn.
You don't have to, dog. It's your 3. You know,
Nah, I'm not gonna do a dessert. Fuck that. Yeah, pastelito guayaba, if I'm gonna have a dessert,
that is
I do that.
technically I guess.
Bro, I think I'm drafting. This is the Cuban party food. Because at every Cuban party, it doesn't matter what party you go, these 2 things go together. So they count as one. Because you're always going to have this moro y yuca con mojo. That's at every Cuban party. It doesn't matter the meat.
Wow, that is very true.
Puede ser fricase de pollo. Puede ser bistec que te pongan.
A
Puede
veces
ser
they're not even meat.
lechón.
You might just have fucking both.
Un pernil that they put. It doesn't matter what they put. Carne ribia. Moro con yuca. That's a must.
Damn.
Because I'll just take a bistec from a pan con bistec and I'll put it in my,
That's the mandatory side.
mandatory in the food in the 15s, a wedding, it doesn't matter, a birthday, a christening, like you
It's
have
always gonna be there.
moro yuca.
Damn. And then you know what? I for some reason I thought you would say bocadito. I love bocadito.
A bocadito, that's like classic Biki Bakery. We're at a party,
Right.
gotta be
When I thought you
bocaditos.
said something that's always at a party, I thought you were
Birthday
gonna say
party,
that.
I have to have bocaditos.
Yeah.
If you would have told me birthday lineup, that's different. That's croquetas, pastelitos,
That is a good
bocadito.
idea for a draft, though. That's fucking fire.
That's a fire idea.
That's the lineup right there.
Damn, and you know what though? I am gonna go dessert on the third one. I'm gonna go buñuelos.
Un buñuelo, wow.
That's because that's very, a lot of people don't even know what that is. Even
Yeah.
Cuba, a lot of Cubans be like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, un
So,
buñuelo, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in.
Fire.
They got some Cuban shit that you can't.
Okay, that's good.
And one question: what's your favorite type of pizza?
My favorite, just cheese.
Just cheese. Okay.
Just cheese. Yeah, I'm simple. I don't know why you're putting shit on pizza. Like, if I want to eat a pizza, pizza. I don't want pepperoni. I want none of that shit.
Yeah, Heckler.
They say all Cubans like
Yeah,
Hawaiian pizza.
episode 53. Heckler thinks that all Cubans order.
I love Cuban pizza.
No,
though.
I do love Hawaiian pizza. I ain't gonna lie.
I love Cuban pizza. Folding the Cuban pizza with extra cheese and the crunchiness. Yeah, that's my favorite. Rey pizza. What?
Never like
Shout out Ray.
Nah.
Shout out to Ray.
And one more message to the people before we get out of here today.
One more message to the people.
Yeah, any message to the
I can
people.
say anything.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, every day you make a decision. And if that decision is to be a good person, then you're going to have a good day. But if that decision is to be tremendo cingao, then I hope that somebody te mete una galleta que te deja dando vuelta como un trompo. All right? It's Fleyva, dog. Be a good person.
Facts, man. And be a good person. Subscribe, follow Hibbs. Anything. Oh man, I'm a dick. Any plugs? Go ahead. Let's do the
Oh,
plugs.
yeah. Show September 26th at La Mesa Kendo. Tickets are selling fast. So, yeah, grab that. It's going to be funny. I got 2 openers coming with me. Jay Millie's actually from Master Debaters. He's one of my openers that day.
Where can you get the tickets at?
Tickets are on Eventbrite. Link is in my bio. Or you could just look up Eventbrite Fleyva and it'll take you right to Fleyva Friday.
Boom.
You already know, September 26th, 8 p.m. We are taking over La Mesa Kendo.
And we'll see you there. Peace.
Yeah.
When I just wanna fall After all the pain I've held, I know myself too well.